But like I'm just keeping it real. Like I had just, like that homeless shit had hit my spirit hard. You know what I'm saying? Like that homeless shit had hit my spirit hard, man. It's crazy that we talking about this right now, cause it wasn't even supposed to lead to this, right? But I remember hearing this. I remember hearing this dude, like, and I was like, yo, like, this dude X different, right? I remember hearing him, and I'm like, damn. And like the homeless shit had just hit me, cause my mama had caught the jokes, so I'm like, damn, like, I had just came back from Delaware. So I just come back from Delaware, and that's how I really became homeless. I came back from Delaware. My mama had went to prison. They had sentenced her to her time. My grandmother had passed away. And I had just come back from Delaware because I was getting in so much trouble out there. My uncle couldn't let me stay. He was like, and that's when I realized, like, damn, like, at first for a long time I held that shit against my uncle. Right? For a long time I held that shit against my uncle. God damn, this shit crazy. This shit crazy. Right? I ain't even come on here for this. So I remember like talking to my uncle, and he was like, bro, like, you gotta go home. Like, I can't, cause I had done got in so much trouble. I had done pistol whipped the dude. I had done pistol whipped the dude out there. I had done shot at the dude out there. I had done robbed the dude out there in Delaware. My uncle was just like, nah, bro, like, you gotta go home. Police done came to my house 2 times, cause they didn't know where I lived at. They just knew I was from New Orleans, and they knew that was my uncle. So I remember I come home, but I ain't had nowhere to go at. So I just went in my old hood. I had my Nike book sack. I never forget that shit. I had my Nike, not book sack, but like my pack that you put stuff in, and I got it from the Nike store. And I remember I just had my shit, and I ain't had nowhere to fucking go, yo. And so I just went into my hood, and then I remember this house was abandoned, and I was like that shit was such a hard feeling for me, man. Like, my uncle booked me on a trip back home, and I ain't know how the fuck, I ain't had nowhere to go, yo. And I remember, like, just like, yo, like, where the fuck am I go at? So this before cell phones, and like, you had to have people number by heart. You know what I'm saying? So like, I ain't know nobody's number, ain't nobody had no cell phones, you know what I'm saying? So we was in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't had no cell phones, so, and only dope dealers had beepers, so I was just in a situation. And I remember just like, all right, like, we can't cry about this shit, like, it is what it is, like, we gotta make this shit happen, you hear me? And I remember I left Delaware, I had like $2,000, crazy, because I had robbed the dice game before I left. It's crazy, it's weird, but I robbed the dice game before I left. And I remember coming home, and I had like a couple dollars in my pocket, and I was like, all right. It was like, I remember going into the abandoned house, the shit was on the corner, and I just slept in that bitch. I was like, all right, bro, like, we gotta figure this shit out. I'm 15 years old, y'all. And I'm like, all right, yo, like, we gotta figure this shit out. Like, we ain't got time to be crying. We ain't got time for that shit. Like, we gotta figure this shit out, bro. So, I seen my niggas hustling. They thought I was back home, whatever the case may be. But I was sleeping in that shit, yo. And I remember I had at this time, so they had the CD players, and it just had CD disc on it. And it was a Sony, and I just never forget that shit. It was black, and the CDs was on it, right? And I remember having this shit. The name of the thing was It's Dark and Hell is Hot. And I remember listening to that shit. I remember listening to this dude X, and he had a different type of pain in his rap. So you from Delaware, so you know what this park was called. I don't want to say it wrong. Duluth. So it was in Newcastle. It's called Duluth. Like the park, I'm not gonna lie, in Delaware, the way they used to hustle in Delaware was so dope to me, because they used to hustle, like, the park got woods around it. So they used to play basketball games at night. They used to have, like, they was hustling. I'm not gonna lie, they was getting to it. You know what I'm saying? They was getting to it all like that. They used to have, like, they used to play casino. It was just different. Like, the way it was hustling was different to me, right? It was just way different to me than what happened in New Orleans. But I remember just listening to him. The first song I really got on was no, Duluth is not jeans. It was a park. It was an area like in Newcastle, Delaware, and it was a park. If you from Delaware, you might know as I may be saying it wrong. But I remember, like I came when I remember just listening to that. Either let me fly or give me death. Let my soul rest or take my breath. If I don't die, I'ma fly. I was just like, damn. And like he talked with so much darkness in him. And at the time, I just felt like I had so much darkness in my life. That might be it right there. Done loot, something like that. Yeah, that may be it right there, but that's the part. I think that's the part. I asked my little cousin, what it is. I'm gonna ask my little cousin what's the name of that part. And then when I heard the song with him talking to the devil, I was like, oh, that's it. I was like, that's it. Because in that moment, I'm 15 years old, yo, like I'm literally homeless. Like at 15, I am literally homeless.